Yeah. I'm back, man. I'm back. Listen, listen, man. There's just some things right now, bro. I just can't even ingest, yo. Too much negativity going on in the world. Too much of that right now. Anyway, what's good, everybody? Hope you're having a good one. I had to come back. We had to This is what we're gonna do. We are definitely gonna interview. We're not interview. We're gonna watch the LOX interview. This man right here is very inspirational. If you don't believe me, just listen to what he has to say. Don't take my word for it. Just listen to what he has to say. Let me see something here. Yeah, man. This man right here, bro. This man right here speaks facts. Nah. Let me rephrase that. This man speaks truth. You know what I'm saying? And look, while I'm listening to this as well, I'm gonna go ahead and cook because I'm hungry. So I'm gonna be in and out, but I got my headphones on. We're gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? It's a decent, it's an hour and a half. I can make some brown stew chicken in that time with some rice and, you know what I mean? And finish up listening to this interview and give my take as well. So shout out to before that, let me get some love to I Never Knew TV. I don't understand why they don't have a bigger impact. You know, 500,000 subscribers. They should be at like 4 million. I really feel like that. Like they really should be at 4 million. You know, I mean, good people come here too. This is a good community to be in. If you want to find some good things to watch, I invite you to go to that. I advise you to go to that channel. They definitely got good interviews. Definitely good interviews. Good vibrations over there. Real talk. Let me do this adjustment and stuff. All right. Hold on. Y'all need to see that part. You know, I won't be on as much as I used to. You know what I mean? But when I do come on, I'm hoping that I can bring stuff like this to you. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy right here, bro. I'm telling you, mad inspiration. You gonna find some reasoning in what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let it play. I'm gonna be in and out. Let's get it.
Say welcome to the great Patrick Curly Locks of Twins. Welcome here, I Never Knew TV.
Yes.
Been a long time coming, and we finally link. We were talking earlier, and you were talking about how women collectively have changed, right? Every woman seems to be a bad. We can't say that word here. I Never Knew TV, right?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that, please? Because you said collectively now of women, and I'm pretty sure people would disagree with that.
Everything has always been, whatever is the dominant narrative is the one that is followed. No one cares if it's right or it's wrong. If it's cool, if it's hip, if it's in, if it's trendy. That's what people do. And them know right from wrong, but them suppress right if wrong is popular and cool. You understand? Because some people say, the woman them changed it.
Hold on. Did you hear that? Did you hear what he just said? I don't think y'all really heard what he just said, yo. And like I said, I'm going to be in and out. You know what I mean? But I want my feet walking around. Bless everybody when y'all come in. If y'all come in, share the video, like the video. You know what I mean? And let's see what happens, huh? Yeah. So let's go. Once again.
You said collectively now of women, and I'm pretty sure people would disagree with that.
Everything has always been, whatever is the dominant narrative is the one that is followed. No one cares if it's right or it's wrong. If it's cool, if it's hip, if it's in, if it's trendy. That's what people do. And them know right from wrong, but them suppress right if wrong is popular and cool. You understand? Because some people say, the woman them change, the people them this, them lawless, them. There's everything in our people, you know. Everything in our human consciousness, you know. It's just that there was a time when regulating these things in our consciousness was something that was trendy. It was a trend to be a little better and to have self-control.
More morals was
yes,
trending.
More morals and behave a certain kind of way. You get me? I say everything in everybody. It is just that we are now living in a time where anything goes. We're living in a time where those borders, those boundaries that they keep mankind upon a certain straight and narrow. Even the worst person.
When do you think those boundaries kind of, got deleted?
All right, it's a slow evolution of change. It's like watching flowers grow. It grow right in front of your eye and you don't see it. And this is what happened. Because we could take it way back. It kind of start today, You understand? And people don't understand it because they think their mind is just ABC. Them know it's a very complex machine. They don't understand what the mind is. They just think some word in it where you pick up a man in time and talk to people with, and that's it. The mind. It's something in my head. They don't understand what consciousness really is. So, let me show you how the complexity start. Let me show you how this whole thing start. Fire. All right. I'm going to take it from, it started way before this, when we go, but we learned a couple decades, growing up as youth. There was this thing, gotta come, year 2000. You remember gotta come? Gotta come. So, you don't know, make your way right, and walk on the street and make sure, and behave that way. Back in that time, all the worst killer did have morals. It sounds strange, but true. Boy, we don't kill all people. Boy, we don't kill picnic. Certain thing does not fly. With the worst, most destructive human at a certain point. Then we'd have those boundaries.
Principles.
Yes, principles, right? Okay. So because God come. And at least we want to hang on for one piece of heaven gate, according to the average person. Right? No man no one guy go burn up according to what was taught. See what we them teach and what we learn over the years and what become a program for and what we use to approach reality. Other steps. All right? Anyway, gotta come. So people are try to live. The worst person try to live a certain kind of way. And that became the norm. And that control way and other steps. Okay. Fast forward. And them, I don't know the way the system designed. My God, me sorry for the average person. Serious. Them see all of this, like hundreds, them know what you do before you're born, And them know everything, them set it in and know when this is going to evolve and which stage this is going to change. All right. What do you think them do it for? Okay. Year 2000 come. Remember now, I see the biggest whore at church. Everybody, yep, all right, me call, some of them I know, close. Me not call her name. I say, what go on? Silent in the night, yeah? No, say, he just said to me, me there at church if God no come. Me did it. I kid you not. People believed it that much. Year 2000 was when I quietest.
Pressure.
The new year that was. Ever.
You say people under pressure?
Quiet them under pressure. So no God not come. What do you think that designed for? No, we believed this so long. And then we come discover, say, wait, I'm not going to no hell. I no burn up and I no ground. I no fool them take with.
So if you don't understand what he's talking about right now, he basically just talking about how in the year 2000, how everybody thought that God was coming, how the world was going to end and God was coming. Everybody was just awaiting the apocalypse, but it didn't happen. So the same fear that was holding a lot of people back diminished in their mindset. So it's like, okay, there's no more fear's almost gone. Now people are going to start testing boundaries.
What do you think of? All those boundaries immediately start erode and people start test the boundaries to see if it exists. And step and push immorality more and more and just a little bit more and more and more until here we are. A society with nothing at all to hold it up. in terms of what help we govern our action them and guide our action. Because you know what people might say? Boy, I saw them teach with fear and fear of. Let me tell you this. It's without fear. It's without fear. Because everything a balance, you know. That purple nation say. Red pill mixed with the blue pill. Red and blue, purple. You have a balance in the earth. Everything have two faces. Love look like hate sometimes, you know. And hate look like love, you know. You know that. Everything have two faces. You see fear? It's an instinct in a man where say stop. There is possible danger here. Observe it and be cautious. Without fear, most people wouldn't last a day.
What if you could upload one mini AI-written ebook onto Amazon that could replace your income and change your life forever? Let me show you how to do exactly this in the next 90 seconds. First, open up this app. It's a new AI.
You know what? Shout out to the advertisements, but we don't care.
It's very vital if you have fear.
Look, and you know what he said just a while ago. I really feel like let me see. I really think that's true. I think fear is very important. I definitely think fear is important. I mean, imagine a world without fear. I mean, will we the advance? Like, come on. You know what I mean? What do you think? Let me know what you think, because I think a life without fear would be amazingly fun. Yes, of course. You know, everything would definitely be carefree. You know what I mean? Let's let him keep going. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him express what he thinks, and I'm gonna continue cooking. I'm still making my brown stew chicken. We got the rice. Make sure it's jasmine rice, because jasmine rice is the best. There's no other ingredients in it. Check the bag. Always check the ingredients of these foods you're eating, man. I'm telling you. You'd be surprised what's in your goddamn food, man. Anyway, curly locks. Get it.
So I'm say all of that for say this. When you remove the fear of that judgment, the fear of that punishment, and people feel like there is no regulation for action, mankind become destructive, and that bring down civilizations long before this. And I see him think I'll bring down that one if we not change course. Fear of punishment, vital. I mean, here one of the things I take keen attention to, growing up. You ever look a brother named Raw? I think he was not dead before he ate. The way evil, man. Evil, man. The man, the 3-year-old and spitting at people's face and I go out with a bag of thing. And the yard was just, I don't know, it was just raw-eyed devil and everybody there. We look at youth bad. Terrible. I never know why in him, what broke off in him. You know? So we say, all right, come up with this idea. Have a hanging rope and put one little tree way down in the backyard. And I tell her, I say, you say, anyhow you don't behave, youth, you go hang. You see me? Show him to them all time, Mississippi, man a lynch, black man back in a time and raid. That I say, hey, well behave. Good morning. Good evening, miss. Good sir. I'm gonna say, wow. I don't row this. Because every time row, member, I go step out of that. Him no, so him I go hang. And it change him. And him have to start thinking about him actions.
The thing too, man, is that it ties in what you said is shame, fire. Shame is gone.
Yeah.
Shame.
Good.
People no longer have shame.
Good.
You get what I'm saying?
Perfect.
In the sense that I'm a grown man, fire. I turned 40 in 2 weeks. And there's certain things I don't want to hear my mother hear my name mixed up in certain things. That kind of, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
keep it
programming from
all
small.
right. You know,
have that respect.
That respect. Like, I don't want my name mixed up in certain things. And I think what you said, I know your argument is the God vibe or that, but it's really shame at the end of the day. People have no shame. They don't care. They don't have reverence or respect for anyone where they don't want to let down that person.
And them don't have no shame because they remove fear, which is the point I did reach with Row. Because when my mother now come find out, because she see him start behaving and behaving, I never know why, you know. And one day when he must say, no, I can't, like it, I don't know how it come up. But him go tell her, say, boy, we are going to hang him. We will hang him if he do. If him bad, or if he do any little thing outside that. She got wicked and tell him, say, lie, I'm not so. And take down a rope. After that,
Behavior come back even
Or
worse.
after that, me start planning funeral. Him get 3 times evil. So what your experience is?
All right. So before anybody go all crazy and think that he's going off the wall with what he's trying to tell you, he's basically letting you know, look, listen, fear is very important. Why? Because it causes restriction. It causes, it allows, you know, a type of calmness. You know, a kid without restriction sometimes can be overbearing, you know, destructive in many ways. Why? Because they don't know what's right or wrong, right? And it's important if you want that person to not be they want that child to be a savage all its life. You want them to be a civilized person. You have to have a certain base of fear. Nobody's saying that fear is wrong, right? I hope nobody's saying fear is wrong, but the lack of fear is definitely showing its face all over the world. I think it's in layers when it comes down to fear, and I think right now we're losing shame because everybody can go online and, you know, show themselves for who they really are and either get appreciation, right? Or get denied, right? And still make money at it. They're still advancing either way. So there's no punishment, right? So he's just letting you know his little brother was a prime example of how to keep an overbearing child in a calm place for not only for himself but also for everybody else around him, because you never know how anybody else is gonna react to how you're acting, because if there's no fear, then that means the other person near you, they're not scared either, right? There's no consequence. It's the wild wild west all over again. Let's go. Anyway, let him continue.
Is the loss
Shout
of
out to
fear.
you if you
Fear
just
of
came
its
into the,
use
stream.
and
Share
its
the
purpose.
video.
Nobody have no more fear, so therefore they have lost that reverence that need to
enjoy the
walk a certain
interview.
way. So where you are talking now with, boy, the shame, them no longer fear judgment, so them not ashamed for nothing at all, because them not, there is no punishment. There is no punishment for no kind of action. So this, at this year face, so getting back to the women, this that slow evolution. There is no punishment. There is no judgment again. There's no really fear for that judgment and condemnation that will come if them behave a certain way.
It's actually praise now, Fire.
Good. You remember type of girl? Type of girl. We used to encourage, we used to give it that because even the struggles we were born with. And if you follow my work, you don't know how long me I say these things. Even the struggles of life, them very, 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 million very necessary, you know. But we live in a society where tell us that they're not supposed to be there. You understand? And these things, I build with spiritual muscle. Without it, we're lethargic. That's why you find so much people rich now and just empty. Because mankind born for respect themselves. And when anything too easy, you're bored. You have a void. When you're not put in work, all right, let me give you the biggest example of that.
Before he gave his example, I'm going to tell you exactly what he's talking about, because I believe it as well. Yo, you've seen it day in and day out when it's a spoiled kid or something of that nature, when everything is just given to him. Unfortunately, that kid doesn't learn how to respect nothing from anybody else's. And you know what, too? I'm gonna be a prime example, because when I was a kid, I think I had that little chip on my shoulder as well, and I always thank God that my mom was able to get my older brothers and my nephews and my cousins and everybody over here from Jamaica, because when they came in the picture, I went from being an only child to having a whole bunch of siblings in the house, and it was the best feeling ever. But also, it was the worst feeling ever, because I had to share everything and I wasn't used to it. So I certainly understand that 100%. And they taught me a lot about sharing and being You know what I mean? Grateful that they're around you. You don't have to be spiteful and vengeful. Yo, we had to go through a lot of crap with each other to learn a certain standard around each other and a certain boundaries and respect. Like it was looking back at it now, me being 34 next month, it's I definitely am grateful that I got to go through that, and many people don't get to go through something like that, and it shows in their older life, but you don't know it because the most important time of a human being, I think, is their childhood. You know what I mean? That's who you're gonna be forever, unless, you know, you can think even changing what you do on a regular day, that may have been still the same thing you were doing when you were a kid. You just don't realize it though. But anyway, let me shut up. Let's go. This goddamn chicken about to burn. Hold on.
When you see a footballer upon a field, and him run out there and him name and bust the net. Where you think that scream out there and that beat that chest they come from? Where do you think that come from? Like
that work he put in for you.
Like, yes, because you all the way. All the way. Got you. It's when we're expected, when great things are expected of us. It's a pressure, you know. It's a pressure, you know. You wonder if, as a baller then, let's say the baller example, you wonder if today the day where you go kick and miss. And embarrass yourself. And let down the people them. That is what you see come out in our scream and our chest they were beat because they were anxious. And then they go up against this monster where they threaten to bring him down. And here I am, me win. You idiot. This is what even women used to do for a type of girl. You go in a bank and you see that teller there, you know, say that I'm a fool and that I'm a dunce. And that I'm an idiot. You see that liar woman there and a doctor woman there. You say, yeah.
Step your game up.
Yeah,
proper.
When I ramp you when you go feed her, you say, hey, mama, and talk to a thing. And she hard for crack. Hard for crack, you say, you can't ramp with me. Here again. And by weekend, after the first 5-6 months I try to fight, I see that if you get a kiss, you remember get a kiss? You remember get a kiss?
A lot of work for that.
Oh my God, you feel like you feel like you can lift up the world. Because of the idea in your head that this isn't too easy. It is not so easy, so it make you respect yourself when you achieve it. Nothing so easy to achieve. This is what the society now do to it. Turn most people in a bunch of children who think these necessary part of our consciousness are not supposed to be there. These necessary struggles in our life are not supposed to be there. And therefore now everything become too easy. We live in a society where coming like that. What them call it in our psychology, the Oedipus mother. You know the story of Oedipus, where him did, in a Greek mythology, of course, him end up killing father and jealous of my mother. You understand? So them have a connection there and it's like, she's a woman to do everything for you. And him not learn to do nothing at all for himself. You understand what I say? Nothing at all for himself. He's dependent on her for everything. Look at that's how the government's set up. Looking at even America today. I saw it set up for handicapped people.
True.
What do you think welfare really is? Depend upon me. I never build your own consciousness or your conscious identity. Never build your own strength and can go do what you need to do. Depend upon me. I may have control and rule over you. The whole entire system build away there, you know. You understand? Me can just interject the point there. So me I say, you see, today with the woman especially, it's not just a woman thing, you know, it's an immature thing, you know. Because an immature man is just a different woman, you know. Because a man is a woman for every minute he remain emotional, you know. And not objective about anything at all, you know.
Oh.
You understand?
You hear that? Sometimes you gotta go back and listen. This is important to listen to. You gotta listen to that.
Interject the point there. So me I say, you see, today with the woman them especially, it's not just a woman thing, you know, it's an immature thing, you know.
It's an immature thing.
Because an immature man is just a different woman, you know.
It's children.
Because a man is a woman
children.
for every minute he remain emotional, you know. And not objective about anything at all, you know. You understand? Just check out in the world, man. How much man out there you see a ball and a complain and a blame and a do a bag of thing and them know better. And a feminine name stuck in there, you know.
Come on.
We decide to him now, boy, I don't want to face no work, all him want is an excuse.
Come on.
Listening to your skits, right? Listen to your skits and music seems Professor Nuts had a tremendous influence on your style, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. There is an old saying that says imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Your first recording, Trotting Through the Land, was done with a Mutabaruka style dub poetry, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much has Mutabaruka inspired your views and your work?
A whole lot. All right, here.
Hold on.
Muta.
One second. Before you start talking about Mutabaruka, I want to tell you something. Shout out to Mutabaruka. If you have an angry mind, if you just can't get right, listen to Mutabaruka, y'all. You gotta listen to him, y'all. His message is crazy. I'm telling you, he'll calm you down, bro. Listen.
What was the character way me use to bring that seriousness? Because it's a work where I did desire for people to take serious. I never want to be in that same boat with, you know, the average comedian at the time who was just slapstick, who was just seen in this, what do I call this now, this...
A little silly vibe.
Yeah, that, like a silly type. Never silly from a band. Ever. But have a sense of humor. As I was told. Because this is just naturally me. You understand what I say? So, at that time, you know, coming up in serious circumstances and having the ability to articulate that seriousness. I never want a man just say, boy, I just joke, you know. You know, you want people if you can able to situate and understand that it is, you know, something to be taken a certain kind of way where, you know, consciously can do things for you. So, at the time, they said, you know, imitation-wise, I said, well, I want to bring a seriousness there to it. And so I say, who is the most serious person, you know, with even a dash of humor too? Where say certain things in a certain way that can be seen.
With a comedian on
yeah,
a low taking truth.
You understand what I say? I say, wow. It have to be Muta, because them time I used to walk go. We used to walk go Muta store. He used to have a bookstore at half a tree, Hillview Avenue. And we used to go buy a cassette from him, every cutting edge. So this is how I get so in tune with him character. Because me
listen, I'm always let you know. Comedy, the reason why comedy is so good, let's be for real, it's because it's the truth, but in a funny way. So it don't hurt that much. The best comedians keep it completely true, and they make it less painful for you to swallow it. I mean, you know, sometimes some of the things that's said are just completely outrageous, but you have to take it with a feather because your dopamine's already released. You've been calmed the whole show. You don't even know that you're under a spell. You don't even know that you're under a spell. It's a comedic spell. It's just to keep everything light, calm, and relaxed. That's why comedians get away so much with telling the truth in such a disrespectful, funny way. It's an art. It's beautiful. It really is.
It's so much it became a part of me.
Quick question: was Muta at the store reasoning when you used to go there sometimes?
Yes, man.
All right.
And Muta, as a big man for we, used to take time for reason with we, you know, and give it a little energy there. You get me? I used to love go there because it's like Africa me there. Beer incense and some whole heap of something straight to Africa me there. Me never have to take a plane to go to Africa. The first time I go to Africa, I Muta store. Believe me. And we used to just love go out there, go all that energy there. And the vibes there. So I say, all right.
When did you start doing the voice?
Quite naturally too, again. Because let's say me a listen cutting edge. And like me I relate back when me I say about what go on last night to a friend. Then we just naturally just evolve. Because that was a habit of mine. If me I talk a story, me just talk like the person, not intending to say me or sound like them or anything, it's just to relate the story. Like me always say, and it just forward and it just end up with the voice.
Did Muda tell you the first time you heard it, and what was his response like?
It was a mix kind of reaction the first time because I think his wife did pressure him and I say, oh, the mama mash up your name. And, oh, you can't make them hurt. Because people are calling me and I say, oh, Muta cuss bad word. And him a hypocrite and, you know what I mean? So naturally that I forget a man on edge and then him say when him check it out himself, he realize, wait. There's nothing wrong with this thing. No, man. No, the youth, they do them thing. And I don't hear where them are. You know what I mean?
One last thing. Talk about letting people know about your relationship with Muda Bruka in regards to the ongoing link with him.
How's that link with Muta, you know? For years now, for over like, what I say, over a decade. Or more, or way more, you know, because I not really check. I just know I know this person. And we have that type of relationship that way. One-on-one reason and them type of vibe.
Tell me about your mics growing up.
For those who don't know, Jamaica's the character from Straight Up Volume 10. Yeah, you want me to introduce that character. Is our father.
Yeah.
Jamaica's our father. He's a real character in real life. I'm a father that may imitate or mimic.
And he really did sound like Bob Marley in real life?
Yes. That's it, when him reason and talk slow and easy and vibes. My father is who introduced me as a child to Bob Marley. Because I'm telling him I have everything for Bob Marley, everything. Him buy the jeans suit. You get to me I say? Yeah, that man was a Bob Marley fanatic. Yeah. So there was every interview, you understand? And this is what I tell enough people, I find it hard to convince them. When my father used to play Bob Marley interviews, a lot of them interviews, I wouldn't say most, used to have Bob Marley just raw, bad with everything.
So that makes sense now because when you
give me 1 to 2 weeks and I'll show you how you can start your own successful online fitness business. Even if you don't have a big following, even if you don't have a lot of experience, even if you're not certified. All you need is the camera on your phone.
When you did the Bob Marley,
because
it was shocking to people, but those
even
who
Bonnie
do,
Whaler used to make me think me get it wrong. I don't know what that was, but me wonder if me that mad. Even Bonnie Whaler one time Straight Up just dropped the Bex, you know.
Jabby?
What Jabby did Bex one at the time when I threatened to kill with? You never know. And I said, what you do to Bob? And Bob, brother Bob, it's not that way.
But you know what I noticed, man? I just think that with the Bob Marley vibe, it's just a mythology they don't want to disrupt. You know, this perfect being, this peaceful being, you know, and it's just, he was a rude boy at the end of the day, you know?
And you what people want to do, and this is the part, this is where my work seek to help broaden the capacity of mankind. We have to force somebody to be a particular thing when people are capable intellectually. There is more to a human than just the one thing where you put them in a box and say, this is it, you know. You know what? No other part of human nature for trouble that. Human nature was a part of the person there. For trouble that. You understand what I mean? All right, let me give you an example.
The One Love movie, that's the highest example of it. That's the example of it right there.
Yeah, and all right. When we go to book, I'm say, cause me a man, always, there's more to me than skits, music, and you know, from 2018, I come with a thing in the Rebellious Truth podcast, I do the In the Meantime podcast. So it's like doing that long enough. There is so much people, boy, my Ben know you stop DJ. I may never tell you that, brother. I just this me I do right now. So it's like you have to give a one, if you do the other. And it's a stupid way to function, and nobody wants to see that about themselves. You don't allow nothing else about a person but the simple idea where you have in your mind as to where them is.
But now,
You have to get in a trouble because when time certain part.
All right. So I gotta give a little pushback on this right here a little bit. If somebody is acting like that now in 2024, they're retarded. Everybody now has to have a hustle, even and a job. You know, right? The society right now is telling you right now you have to be multifaceted. You can't just be one-minded. You can't be simple-minded. You have to be able to do 2, 3, 4, 5 things. If not, you're gonna fall back. Even if you're doing one thing, it has to be in a set of a master category with a whole bunch of subcategories to allow you to gain even more money, to live, to survive. You're not gonna make it if you don't have more than one thing under your belt. You have to be not just a jack of all trades, but a master of all trades in this era. I'm telling you, bro, the money is so bad right now. You have to be able to. You got to be able to lay sheetrock in the morning to the evening, and at nighttime get in your car and deliver food as a delivery boy. So, alright, it ain't no joke, but let's keep going.
Part of them come out. You have to say a change. For example, in a relationship, it's the same thing.
Chicken's getting good.
At the same thing, you tell yourself that there's nothing more to this girl. More than this classiness, yeah. She have a whore she managing her now. She have a whore she manage. But she have to try to control. You understand what I say? And then when you go to move see that side is. It's there. And we're not human enough to understand the concept. We just want everything to be one way. And nothing at all. This is why we suffer so much, you know. There's no other reason. This is why we suffer so much when it comes to communication. Because we have unrealistic expectations. We write the whole book on it, Planet Earth. This is why we suffer so. You understand what I say? Because we make these words and labels just tell we be a lie and we expect things to function in that one way they only. And edit out the rest of reality, what is real about human beings.
We spoke about Jamaics earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And I like to delve on it more because unfortunately many of the brothers and sisters don't grow up with a father figure or a father in the house. What was your experience like with Jamaics?
First and foremost, if it was a father figure, he wasn't much of a father in terms of playing that role when we come to learn now, say a father really is. I mean, I say that if you bring him down in any way, shape, or form, it is just true. You know, the events in life will cause him to, be that type of father. There was beyond him understanding. So it's not something that a lot of these people where you say abandon them youth in some way. We never go past the surface and wonder where them go through because them just instantly is just one thing, a villain. Yeah, we never yet focus on where them go through. Some people carry a whole lot of things in a brother. Heavy things where them cannot say, because the society. In the Courage to Offend part 2, we have a part that we call the devil's suffocation, where there are certain natural things where we should be able to talk to other human beings. Because that's innate thing. Because we don't want to hear about people's opinion and how valuable that is to we as human and think.
I'm still vibing out right now to Curly 2 LOX in this interview with this great YouTube channel. I Never Knew TV. If you're not subscribed to them, I suggest you do. They definitely have great topics, great interviews. We're going to be checking out a lot more of their interviews live on the channel. So big up to them. And please reach out to them, bro, and support them as well. So they definitely are bringing on some good interviews, for real.
It's something more innate, and intrinsic in a way, because from a prehistoric setting, when we'd have to function and survive as a group, that was a necessary part of our consciousness, It is just that we evolved to a society where most of us don't understand ourselves, but we still have those instincts. Most people cannot be trusted for telling your deepest, darkest secrets, so people keep it in and suffocate. So I want people to understand that. You understand? We are running off autopilot. But when it comes to Jamaics was, you know, the typical man of the day, 10 gal. Gal all about him, there with every gal in a lane, from both fence, side-eye fence. You get me, I say? That's the average, just a go around, and it's like certain, not normal, like common sense question. I think him suppressed, because as I say, most people know right from wrong, but them find an excuse to do the wrong if it's popular. Jamaics, as me say, me could have choose, because enough of it is, what we don't realize is that choice, you know, because we don't have the ability if you say, all right, that's what I don't like about that person. What do I like? What is valuable about that person? Yeah? And this is what me did able to do from small. They just kind of filter out, like see in him the things were valuable. You know what I mean? Because my father was what I call Google before Google. And it's a man who always up on everything current. And when the man they tell us that this happened July 4th, 1973. And went and a boy named Pinochet. And that one I do. Him did always just all. I mean, so this it was just great being in our presence.
You know what I'm gonna do?
So I detect these things.
So you know what I'm gonna do too as well. On the channel, I'm gonna try since all right. So since I have a lot more space to work with now, I'm gonna try and actually come on and play and react actually to the twins, the volumes, so y'all can have that. I don't think y'all ever. If you never heard it before, you're gonna laugh your ass off. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So let's keep going though.
So he had a brilliance there.
Yes, it's a very brilliant, very, very brilliant man. But not every brilliant person use that brilliance. You know, for a whole heap of reason where we don't ever really interested to delve deep in it, because I always say at the outer person, we don't see where they go through, we not even ask. You understand? So I couldn't detect from him, because I see him struggles, you know.
So what were some of the struggles you're referring to?
He's a man who grew up really rough, family-wise.
You grew up in country or town?
Yeah, country, don't have money. You get me, I say? And him go through some things with him family, and him end up at town with him grandmother, and you know, him end up raise all him siblings them from an early age, you know? So him come and pay the price for it, where people before him were irresponsible. At that time, though. You know what I mean? And him develop a certain bitterness and resentment. Just like a devil cycle, and it continues. And I decide to break the cycle. You understand? Yeah, and my fault first. Anything I'm gonna get, me cause it.
So from what I understand, your mother wanted you to be a pastor, right? Question I have for you is, why do you believe people attend church for so long without receiving anything from it? Because I've been noticing like people have been going to church for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? Mm-hmm. There's been no change in their lives. There's been no improvement in their lives. And the weirdest part is they complain about it. That's the next part. They complain about the church, but they consistently go there and give their money to it.
All right. For the part why most people would I go to church and them still a complain, but them still a give them. All right. That is largely based upon.
This is how I get paid passive income from Apple's App Store without ever making any apps myself.
With social order. How we set up to survive. How we set up to even see salvation or morality or redemption. And it's not just a church thing. It's right across the board with religion as a whole. Where we have this idea within ourselves that all problems that we have, somebody else supposed to solve it. Somebody outside of us, something outside of us supposed to get in action and solve these problems for us. So what we do is in the case of the pastor, we pay them to deal with God for a while we get to play. We pay them. We have this idea that somebody can deal with our salvation for we. Somebody can do the things that we need to do to improve our life for us. We have all of the good intentions. I think about idea and process. We have all the good intentions to do everything. Intentions. We don't want the work and the responsibility.
I was gonna say that sounds like laziness and lack of accountability.
That's it.
The universal
We live in
problem.
a world where we tell you, say, okay, everything is instant gratification. You forget everything now. So if you're gonna deal with God, just say, yeah, Pastor, well, listen now. Don't know, deal with God for me, and during the week, you don't know. I get to play. Get to have fun. Deal with God good for me, you know, because I'm a cuss. Yeah, come and give me money.
But it's like I don't know, man. I know it's a level of delusion there, but it also gets to a level of delusion where it's almost like mental illness in a sense, you know?
It is. We live in a mentally ill society. Every problem is a mental problem, you know. Oh, we have to start talking about every issue is a mental issue. So let me show you this. We have intentions. We have these ideas, so because we believe something, and because we agree with it, that we are doing it. Every fat person intend to lose weight, but him not going to the gym. But you think cause that? Something deeper. It's a programming. We are programming. We are programmed by the social order. That fear there will make we, because as I say, anything done too much, fear of its use, but anything we overdo, cripple you. You understand? Anything we overdo will bring something bad to your life, even love. Everything have it good and it bad. Just depend on you.
You gotta have balance is basically what he's saying, man. You can't just be too much of this or too much of that. You gotta have balance. If you don't have balance, you're gonna be out of order. You're gonna be destructive to your own self. You know what I mean? Like imagine somebody who only smokes every single day, all day. That they don't do anything else. They don't go out and exercise and you know, keep their body up. You're gonna wither. You're gonna wither away. But now say it's somebody who ultimately trains, you know, 100 times harder than anybody else. Eventually, when they get old, they're gonna wither. Imagine a baby that's just born, finally becoming an old man. It's the same thing. It's nothing different, man. You live, and you're born on this world to die. So in between it, make it as bountiful as possible for yourself. But please, 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 judge yourself accordingly. Because other people are trying to do the same exact thing you're doing and want to have a good life. That's why a lot of people don't understand. And that's what ends up happening with people getting killed, getting robbed, a lot of things of this nature is just taking place where we're not grateful of each other's time on this earth. We really aren't grateful. And it's unfortunate that through time, all the stuff that we've put on earth is the reason why we're not grateful. We don't enjoy the things that earth already had on here. We had to create and manipulate the things earth had to make our life better. And that right there in itself brings imbalance. But anyway, I may just be talking crap, you know what I mean? Because this is just a thought, you know what I mean? So anyway, you can have the same, you may have the same thought process and you may have something different. But at the ending of the day, I don't think of you any different. All right?
Use it. Moderation. Balance. The know-how. Because look now. We think that because we have the greatest intention to do something that we want it. But our programming, we are programmed. They say anything you think about over, it creates a program, you know? Enough people think I just their mind. Want simple something. There's a subconscious way. But in a you know, it's like a secretary, you know. A part of your nature it's designed for help you, you know. And it assumes that because you think of that something there and think that way, they over and over, do this one action over and over and over. It start become a program where automatic. Let me give you a good example of that. If you go foreign, or if you go somewhere then, this is a Jersey, right? If you go Jamaica, 3 week time, quite likely you'll get up. You'll think about going to Jamaica for that 3 week day. Every day, on and on. See time when you flight, let's say the early flight. Even though you set the alarm, you wait before it, What do you think wake you?
Subconscious.
You're subconscious. Because you've been thinking about it. So when you eat terrible food and program, for whatever reason, and you eat a certain way, have a certain habit, the subconscious assumes that this is what you want. When you try to change the habit there, it's the subconscious that in you like a second person. It's a fight. Because it assumes that something attack the thing that you wanted. And when it realizes that this is a new thing where you try to set, this is after you do something and try to break the habit and you do it and do it and do it, that it's become the norm. This is when the subconscious accepts it. Then that becomes the new norm. The subconscious is not a bad thing. Some people look on it like a devil. But it depends on your conscious. You look out of your eye and I see reality and I tell your subconscious what you do. And if you misunderstand reality, then you are going to misguide the subconscious. And it will become a monster turned against you because of your own misunderstanding. You get it? So this is where the root part of the problem is. I like that about the root part. You talk too long. You've got to talk long. If you want to understand what is happening. This is why so much people suffer. Because we live in our society in a way. So much information is a bombard, come at you. You have no time to stop and process information in order to use it. So what in essence really I do with information, I just look on it, agree with it. You cannot use it. You cannot use it.
Can't apply it.
You have no time. This is why something come now and we're outraged. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Boop, give it 5 days. I'm gonna say you still a talk about that. Because you never have no time to process it and mean it. The outrage is not real. You cannot be outraged about something and forget it. Anything outrage you cannot forget it. Ever until it's solved. Until it's fixed. But there is so much to be outraged about. So much. But we don't stop. Because you have to stop. Acknowledge. Process. Think. This is why when we live in a quieter time, looking back at it now, humans are always greedy. And anytime we're at a place where we'll complain the same way. Because people that complain during the time when it was just a community, and it was me and the girl, and the most man she would have like 2.5. You get to me, I say, me and one next brother one handicap. Somewhere. But focus, could have did that, so relationships could have worked. She was my entertainment and I was hers. And what the argument now will become cliche, where everybody discover now is the whole thing with the DMs. And she now feels she have 1,000 options. So that effort that we should have once dispel and put in another energy to make her thing work. She don't have to. Live in a society where now she don't have to be a rich man like her. Who are you?
I believe the majority of people should not be married because they're too selfish and emotionally immature, right? Mm-hmm. But I once heard you say in an interview that relationships fail because people are spiritually immature. What do you mean by spiritually immature in that context of relationships?
All right, if you explain that, I have to first go the literal maturity versus immaturity. In terms of literal children, them small, them don't know, them don't understand the world, everything is chaotic. And them this will make order out of chaos, and that's what maturity is, right? We have people who we live in a system where everything we believe stunts with growth. Stunts our growth. So even when we're past 20, we're still living in the chaos.
Drop something in the chat.
So we're adults, yes, but spiritually, in our spirit, in our understanding of the world, even though we're adults, we are spiritually immature and still function as children in that regard. That's what spiritual immaturity is, people who live in chaos and crave it. And fears the maturity, spiritual maturity, fear the order and the discipline that comes.
Listen to what he said. This is what's taking place right now. Listen to what he said. A lot of people are just stuck in their brains right now when it comes to spirituality. But they're afraid to bring it into reality because that means it has to force them to change.
World, even though we are adults, we are spiritually immature and still function as children in that regard. That's what spiritual immaturity is, people who live in chaos and crave it. And fears the maturity, spiritual maturity, fear the order and the discipline that comes with that because it looks like work. Comes in overall, comes dressed in overall, and look like work. You understand? Yeah. So people choose to stay in that spiritual immaturity. So what they now do is blame and victim play. It's the girl, the bitch, the man, men are, and women are, and the politicians, and it's everything outside of them. So that gives them a perfect reason for remain where they are in that chaos because it's not their fault.
And that's a man that observed life. I'm pretty sure you observed this too. People don't like when I say this, but what I really learned about people that both men and women that with the relationship vibe, people are so used to chaos that peace scares them so much.
Good.
That they have to manipulate the situation to create
to
chaos.
Bring back the thing to chaos.
They can't.
The selfishness comes from everything that we've been taught to believe, how we believe it, and inform our approach to everything, including relationships. The selfishness, where do you think we get it from? We live in a society where make everything where you believe come right back around to you being selfish. You come to take something from people. Everything that you believe from your band, carry right there, sir. You get to me, I say? Nobody know. We not come up in a society where we deal with cooperation. Everything is competition. What makes you successful? Come, just what defines success in a Babylon? Tell me. It is getting to the top of this and being the best that and it is all of that. So every individual stuck in this flawed definition of success, and it make them do anything, walk over anybody. At the end of the day, Squid Game. When everything peaceful and safe and nice, then of course we're loving. We're sweet to each other. Fairy tale romance. But make it all fall down.
Fire, that's the question I have now in regards to, I don't want to deviate from the marriage, but I got to throw this in there in the sense that that's why I struggle with this whole concept of morality, because it's situational morality or situational behavior. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're good or you believe you have what you need, you conduct yourself in a certain way. Mm-hmm. But once those things are taken away, by your behavior changes.
Then you see who.
So how the essence of you, then your morality, your behavior is based on a situation, but not you yourself being having a certain principle within you.
Good. It is a thing where let's talk about it. I watch a prison show up on Netflix. Of course, if you got a prison for your friend, no, me take a charge for your charge. I want to you. First, you see blue suit, and the 16. You talk, man, everybody. The baddest man, them. Just observe how it always go. The cartels, meaning they sit them in Mexico and Colombia, the drugs people them, the cartels. You see how them come down? How them come down? Now some of them top killer and them think they turn witness against them. Because them know if you're looking at the mirror and see what this love and loyalty really is. We weren't fashioned from the womb to have that type of unselfishness. To say, okay, I assess the girl that I did for me, I'm going to do the same. She assessed the man that I did for her and do the same. You understand? If we were fashioned from birth, that's the original man, by the way. The inner man, the inner person, where we were meant to be. We are far from that. Because everything we lead, we introduce it to our inner self, that inner person. Everything we lead to it. Distraction. We can't find it because we don't have time to find self. That's a self, you know. A self we establish upon an inner idea of self. You know, establish of a status. Half of that browning the way you have. Half of that rich boy the way you're there with. You know, establish half of none of these outside things we have to fight for maintain. And when them change, we go to hell. We have no inner person. That is why we descend into the abyss. When somebody divorced, when somebody dead, when somebody... Because we tie our identity to so much things outside of it. So when these things change, we go to hell. Just observe.
Inner hell.
Yeah. We go to the inner hell, that inner fire there because of our identity that are erode.
You know,
all that we've known.
All right, I'm gonna tell you something, right? When I was younger, I went to what was it? A jail visit, like a jail tour, because I got into some bull crap. So they took us on a tour where you go to jail and you see people, and it only made me realize now. Excuse me, I'm eating this chicken spicy. I had to put the peppers in it. Anyway, God, when I went to the jail, they brought us on the solitary confinement, and just like how you're saying, how people are when they go to jail, they become evil or they become whatever, this, that, and all this other so on and so forth. I think I realize now the pain that people were going through when I used to hear them, when I heard them screaming and going all about inside, and they're trying to scare you, but in reality, it was just them. They were just letting out, the evil that was within themselves. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no choice, because all you have now, the battle, is not all the good that's outside, or the bad that's outside. The only thing that you have right now inside this cell is yourself. You know what I mean? So you got a whole bunch of time to think about you and you only. And that right there is difficult to do in society right now, because you have so many things that's telling you, look, you got to think about me, and a whole bunch of other things too as well. So it's not only just, yourself. You don't have time to think for yourself. You know what I mean? Especially when you're on the hustle and the bustle. And it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. You know what I mean? Things like spirituality and stuff like that is next on the table of getting dismissed, because life isn't allowing you time to actually learn these things. From the day you're born, you have to find ways to continue with life. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people, they'll find their peace going somewhere off, forgetting all of this bills and everything like that, and live their life. But majority of people, and if it's the majority of people aren't doing that, and if it's the majority of people just doing that, chaos, unfortunately, is going to always erupt.
You understand? So you see some people fight back age. Because there's no the inner spirit not age. You still feel like the feeling of you went there, get all the skin scratcher. No? You still feel like the same person where you know long. That not have no age. Wrong or right? The inner man, the inner person. Is what most people don't have. And we do this thing, that's why we force people. That's what most relationships, it's about people control. And not self-control. Because if you find self, you control self. Most people don't find self. So them control people.
Or try.
And that is where most relationship based on. You be this for me. It is not okay with me for you to do that. For your life. Because in my eyesight, this is how the society set up. In a fear, and for him eyesight, you are my girlfriend. Ownership. My boyfriend. Ownership. Like a dog. My dog. My. You ever think about your dog feelings?
I don't have a dog, but I...
No, but think about what I say. You ever think about a pet feelings?
Yeah, no.
You only focus on what they do for you. Back I get. That's it. You know, ask if you hurt him. You know, business with it. Him just there to serve that purpose. And this is how we deal with relationship. Because we've never been conditioned to have a cooperative relationship. It's a competitive relationship. That's why you find all a girl find out say this a youth look like him or move on and rake or him find so she there with 10 man behind him back and none I pick the man a feel. And she kill him if you get the insurance money. I too win that fear. I get money, plus him can't get to move on and show me say me wrong. It's an egocentric society. And if we don't move off that model, continual sufferation.
All right. So for your son Zion, right?
Yeah.
Your son Zion passed. One of the reports was poison, but one of the reports he was beat to death. You saw him at the morgue, right?
Yeah.
The question I have is that I heard you say that the police gave you a crazy statement, basically saying that you should investigate it yourself. You did go to the morgue and you said the son was beat very badly, right?
Yeah, obviously.
But no one. The question I have is like, no one's ever been charged.
No.
Why is that?
Yo, why Carol even kind of like? I'm sorry, like, not even name or that. I know that's something that's tough to go through. Stuff like that is never easy to hear, yo. And for him to come on an interview and talk about it like this here too, it ain't easy. I know it ain't easy. You could tell. You could see it in his face.
The person was an American. A little more later we learned so this person was discharged from the army.
Oh, military background?
The military. Yeah, because he have mental issues.
Wow.
All right. So that goes down, right? And I know a lot of people talk about forgiveness, but I think you're the person to speak about forgiveness, right? Mm-hmm. How deep or what was that process like of one accepting the situation and choosing not to do other things with the situation?
What again?
What was the process like of accepting that situation for what it was or what it is and not retaliating?
It never easy. Because it's a program for retaliate.
No.
It's a program. If you do what must be done. You get me? It wasn't easy, but when we go in a dark place there, is when we find the light, you know? Is when we go say, if you fear as you think you are, if you in practice believe the things where you say you believe, and you're hearing all these things, million story, including the one where confirm, so the brother did have mental issues. And as wicked as it is not to hold back from hurting this person, you have to understand that with somebody of unsound mind, not here, they're worse than a man if you do him something. You know, as a man, when there is too much of a conundrum, too much confusion, too much, you guess, you imagine. And when you spin the wheel and take a life, there is no going back. There's no going back from that. If you have to resort to violence, you must have clarity. When resorting to violence, it must go off a whim. It mustn't go off a 10 different story. And you have to choose the one way you feel so right. I'm going to tell you something. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Think me I talk about nobody on a cloud with no long beard. I wait for judge there and me I talk about the higher architect, the universal architect. Vengeance is female. Because when I tell you, say wickedness, it have a pattern, you know. Wicked people make choice for wicked, and the more you make choice for wicked, it have an outcome. It all falls down. See Puffy there? We'd have to push him over. We'd have to bring him down. Nobody but him choices. You understand? When you watch something like that, that's God. It's not up to we. You never know. Not up to we. So when you believe in something and you say, okay, this injustice was done, it's not up to you if you say, boy, I know this and I put in them head and them if you understand, say them wrong. Them no, say them wrong when them wrong. Them know say them wicked when them wicked. You understand? But when you believe it, and you're going to see it come tumbling down. Without you have to put a hand to it, a finger to it. Believe me.
And how liberating was it for you to get to the point of actually forgiving? And how much was a burden lifted off of you when you got to that point to release that?
Brother, you ever hear them say the truth shall set you free? Most people don't understand it. Most people don't understand what that means. You see the things where you store up on your inside, looking for a resolve, looking for somebody come put an end to that. Putting things in yourself. And I think up of a bag of story. And I say, this need for real. I'm vex with them people there. And the one they should have do this. And the one you have to do that and real. And you live with that. Inside, there is so much pressure. Especially when you have to lie. To maintain the lie. You know you have to put in a lie. To keep it going. You miss your whole life. And your ego tell you, say, you have to hold on to a lie there. Else, you're dead. Because your identity, all the things outside. People are going to know this, people are going to know that, and they won't think this of you. You see when you just make a mistake or you see anything at all, you keep inside a lie there. And I try to maintain it, I mash up your life. And when you let it go, you're free. You're completely free because you know, don't have to take yourself out of life to maintain the life. And you're free. Enough people, when you want them for free, them think you want them in bondage. When you want them, just admit it. So don't wait upon people. If you come co-sign something bad will happen to you in your life. If you come say, okay, I did this great evil. Don't wait with that burden there inside you. Let it go and watch. Let it go and look. It all falls down. Because the choice are going to make every man to maintain that lie there. In another person there. Somebody ever tell a lie, all right, somebody ever do something bad. And when you say to them that something they bad with them do, them give back the said exact story. Them have your exact same complaint. In that situation, sit back. Look. Evidence. It all come down. Because remember, two people cannot tell lie now. Two people cannot tell lie now, brother. In every conflict, two somebody where settings cannot tell lie. Look for the evidence. What you see, it come down to again, we don't have time.
I'm pretty sure you had a breakthrough and tell you this, but how has your behavior saved many other lives? Because I know people watching you are going to do something and you inspired them to cool off and move a different route. Have people called you and told you?
Damn sure.
All the time. And it me inspire a lot, a whole heap of people. You know, I'm gonna like to say me, when I take myself out right now, I'm gonna give my son the credit. Here is why. Before him, me that do the whole of the right things for the wrong reason. I'm gonna forgive myself because I never know. I never discover the full picture yet. The right way. Or decide to live the full picture. It's what motivate me now when a youth that come to me and say, boy, I'm a 20-year-old and John, I'm glad say, I book a thing like in the meantime, I'm a lifesaver, I'm a change and me understand it now because people hear information all the time and think I just information. I go save them. How to use the information. It's very vital. You can hear truth every day till you're dead, it can't help you. There's no map will help you use that truth or that real talk. In the meantime, I have a map there. And when we do with that map, it brings in the details that most people live them life or left out. It asks if you calm down. I mean, only few can do it. And it takes strength to keep choosing the direction when the majority are going next way. Because me know nobody know. Them don't want to hear the long explanation. But I'm sorry. There is no simplification for make you understand The things where you need to do for save your life. There is no simple A, B, C. Why am I just chuck it up to Ray, put it down in a one little 1 minute clip and that's it. It saves you. No, it doesn't. Don't help you with the program. So in the meantime, it's that map. And when people reach out to me and tell me how much it means for them as much as it's tough, me see my son, him live in a everybody will make a choice to use the experience when me go through, help themselves.
So there's an excerpt from your book, right?
Yeah.
You have 2 books.
Yeah.
You have The Road Design, autobiography of Patrick Kerr, the LOX Gainer, and you have Planet Hurt, Volume 1, The Idea and the Process. This one here is from Planet Hurt, Volume 1, The Idea and...
If you don't have them books, I don't have them books either. I gotta order them. You know what, Curly? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy them books. I'm gonna come when I get them. I'm gonna come back on here. I'm gonna make sure I show them. You gotta support Curly LOX, yo. The man message is deep, yo. For real. That ass, bro. The man life story too. Man.
The process. Just to sum it up, there's a section there where you speak about you having a reasoning with a brethren, where it seems like he got some remittances from his sister, right? And seemed ungrateful about it. If I'm clear, as many people are, right? We know how that goes already.
Yeah.
But you have a quote here, man, and it's I want to see what the people say about this one, right? So I'm gonna read it. It said on, you guys had a discussion. He expresses disdain for his sister despite her giving things, and had a somewhat entitlement and an expectation of what he should receive from his sister. And you told him that, and I reading it. I want to say that the only person we truly owe anything are ourselves and the ones we are responsible for bringing into existence. And even that obligation has an expiry date, right? Please explain.
All right. You know how I look on it already. I move the labels. And I look on the energies behind everything. At the end of the day, we are human beings, and that's it. But somehow we get distracted by labels, and labels tell a short story. And we develop unrealistic expectations from these labels. For example, the word family. It tells a story, say, you're either obligated to helping or you are obligated to their help. That's the story in the word family. Right? So this a whole lot of time cause family relations for strain and broke down and people become estranged. So here where that part they really mean. I'm gonna show you how to use the understanding, and I'm gonna show you why most relationships can't work. With family, it tell a story that there shouldn't be boundaries. Me shouldn't have this in my cupboard and you can't just come take it out and go with it. You understand? Me a family, you can do it, But because you recognize and respect my boundary, you shouldn't just do it. You have people who don't understand that. You switch, you're this, you're that. Let me go deeper. All right. In a situation where you have a giver and a taker, family-wise. Let's say it's a situation where your little sister have surgery. I'm telling you what more likely for you. Say, let's say she call you and say, Lord God, me have 6 months to live, the doctor just tell me, take care of yourself, me I got dead. And you are the big sister, the big brother. Our big sister, you are the big brother, the big one. You say, but mama and daddy they left them for me and I'm a sister them. Innately you have the kindness that towards them. You're not gonna just make she dead. Right? You're not gonna just make she dead, so what you do? You beg, steal, borrow. To find it. You don't even have a job and she know. And you find the $3 million they say they want for your surgery. And you carry it and say, baby, life safe. She dead there asleep. She said, put it there, so. Not even thanks. You're supposed to do it. So she don't need to be grateful. But you see, if you was just a human in her eyes, just a All right, make sure you wake up later. And you go back down there. Your friend, she run come to you. Lord God, you know, Slimmers will sell bag juice downtown over next door. Oh God, a bag juice she's selling, and she carry $3,000 come give me a eye water, my ball, She not have it, You ask if me I work, you know some me not work. You ask what me do forget this come give you, but it not cross your mind, man, family. You're grateful to stranger because the story in your head is that a stranger owes you nothing. Me not owe you either. Me choose to fulfill the obligation. Me choose to be kind to you. But you cannot see the kindness because the story tells you so you're obligated to it. So we all become bitter and smart, we become bitter and resentful in other situations. That's why humans have to go beyond the surface and just see humans. When they're kind to you, be grateful, despite the label. Be grateful. Same way you're grateful to a stranger, grateful to your family. Because they owe you nothing. If you have a youth, and the youth reach 18, you're not going to just abandon him. If him not have a job, if him not have. But when him see saying 30 ahead for 40, and you still have him back, him feel grateful. Him feel respect you for that. Because you're going to put him out. Because him supposed, him supposed to go out there, go become a man of him own family. And whatever make him a struggle and can't do that, you're not going to speak out your youth, but your youth not if you talk to you anyway because you owe him that. That's why some father kills some son. And some daughter. That's why you find some family conflict develops because them not look beyond the label and say human and be grateful. Yo, me in the man place, John no star, I'm not supposed to there at this point, me a big man, Who calculates and why don't they calculate?
He's speaking some, boy. He's speaking some ish, boy. That's why a lot of people say when you get in a relationship, when you start living with somebody, you never truly know somebody until you live with them, is what it actually says. You never really know somebody until you live with them. You know what I mean? Because they don't have time to adjust and put on that facade. What is that person? The representative. That's it. The representative. When you wake up, that's who you are. When you wake up in the morning, that's exactly who you are. As the day go on, being around somebody not even 24/7. Doesn't even have to be 24/7. For a decent amount of time, and you're not grateful of each other's time, it definitely causes conflict. 100%. It would definitely cause conflict. And make it even worse, if you got kids in the picture as well. Yo.
Calculate, so. You owe me. If your friend put you up for 3 days, talk how great him is.
That family entitlement different.
You're over, what I said, though.
No,
that is what I say in there. So when people learn to look beyond that, you avoid the conflict. When you objectively look beyond these labels, you avoid all conflict. When you can go find the part where say this person, regardless of the title, owes you nothing. Then program for react to family that way because the story tell them that the person you owe me or them owe the person for help them. You understand? This is why in the party I tell my siblings, because him say if our little sister did mommy dead and Ray, we don't just abandon. No. So in the case that I did not abandon you, I may decide because I'm a family to help you, you have to be grateful. You must be grateful because of time and effort. I don't have some other life hang up in a closet.
I think it's definitely a disregard with family in regards to taking it's a mixture of entitlement, expectation, and just disregard for you as a person. They don't.
And why them disregard you as a person?
Because they're trained to do so.
Familiarity. That's why the word family and familiarity.
Facts.
That's why the word family night familiarity. Them know you too good. Here's some people. That's why stranger better than family, Not necessarily. Hold your horses with that. Stranger better than family? No. The stranger does not know you like the family. The stranger can more if you see, the stranger quicker if you see who you are as a person.
You probably never exposed your true self to this.
No, that is
either.
no. Listen, good. No, and a true self neither. Because some of the time, because of these issues where you develop with family, you have a certain love in your heart. You have a certain way how you are. A stranger quicker if you see that than family. Let's say a family who make up their mind, so you're this or you're that, because you not give them this or you not do that, or you never did do this for them and then vex with you because them can't manipulate it. Stranger go see who you are faster than that person then.
Everyone seems to blame the challenges of life on someone else, God, or the universe, right? Yeah. In my own personal life, I know things occur, right? But majority of things that occur, I can say they're self-induced. Like the biggest problems that I've experienced are self-induced, right? How much of people's suffering is self-induced from bad decisions based on your observation?
Almost all right. Almost the whole life. As we say, we live in a society where we believe things will just lead to the wrong choices. For function in a way we always carry back to a problem, then we're going to use problem, try to solve problem, because we one-trap minded. Everything black and white. Everything either good or evil. You understand? That's it. So we always a recycle problem. And we live in a society that respect those problems, respect those issues, respect a problem waiting to happen. You understand? Respect a man who see a next man with an AK and lick him in the face. The man they're real G. You see the man they're rather dead. You think him rather dead? Oh well, maybe. Rather dead more than shame himself in front of the next fool like you. You understand? This is what I'm telling you there. When you have all them women your way, you go so up and you can't. You see say you're outnumbered. Them 3 men they have a gun. You and her walk yourself, and then a man insult either you or she. And she want you to go fight them man with them the big long gun. Run, my friend. Run. It's a new age. Me and usher in a new age. So the whole lot of it, trample that. Balance. Approach.
Basically saying there's no need now, man, for you to try to, you know what I mean, show your chest out. Evaluate your life. Evaluate the situation. The goal is to live long and enjoy everything within it. I'm not telling you to go out here and try and enjoy a bullet.
Every situation, assess it, and decide what manner of action you need for the other time you have to run. Or if you're bad like $10, you have a time when you have to run. In other situation, yeah, run. And save your life. We're afraid of. 1 o'clock in the night later, you hear her, Kirky, you really make him talk to me, so you're stupid, man. You'd rather me dead. And you're there with the same man who killed me, took I turn your hand. This is other society that we live in. And that's how we live. Where people respect that, and then when bad things happen, them genuinely think. So they want something about it, them genuinely feel, so them not like that. Them genuinely feel, so them outraged. Them attracted to it. It's a drug, it's a social drug. And just like crack, you have to come and fight. Every drug performs the same way. Social drugs are the same thing like crack. As a matter of fact, it's even worse.
Can you give some more example of social drugs?
The idea to be in with the in crowd. And in hell you know be a demon and go run the place. And you want to be in with the demon them regardless of whether it's right or wrong, as I said earlier. So you're going to do some terrible things, and when you get the outcome, you come.
You ain't lying, boy. You want to take it there? Let's take it to colleges and fraternities and sororities. Let's talk about Hollywood and casting and auditions. Right.
Playing in a barber way and like, you like it, man. Me always say something, brother. Why the crackhead sell everything except a crack pipe? Why not sell a crack pipe? And prioritize the addiction over all else. Most people are doing the same thing. You know, safe. You agree with it, but the burger grown in your mouth. Or real talk. Dog, I'm making up. And that's why when they just realize they never stop, it's a program. And it's hard to come on for the program. I never say it easy. Hard but not impossible. Soldiers, we strive for the hard, for what is hard. Because that make a spiritual muscle. That make we can beat with chest. As the ball when we score.
Artists will tell stories of how their lyrics encourage someone to get through hard times or change their life around, right? Yet the same artists will say their negative lyrics don't impact negative behavior. They're just artists, and there are other forces impacting people's behaviors more than their words. Do you believe artists have a responsibility to what words they put into the universe?
Of course. Of course. That's why, see me come out now and sing one scam song. My type of thing, our type of thing. It did not hurt. No. And if my type of thing, in terms of what I believe, not, maybe go farm. That's how me is as a man. I not compromise those beliefs. Oh, one of them hear me. Oh, you have a scammer song to skate on the toll. If it never come back, I hold firm. I hit me a sing. If it never comes back into popularity or into popular focus, I hit me a sing. I hit me a represent, because this bigger than just popular. I want somebody to like me and being famous. You know, get me say certain things. Because me understand the power of words and the impact in the universe. And when artists I say, oh, me not have no I have to escape the conscience. I have to escape, say what them I do, them I make idiot for a living. That's what they really do. Create idiot for a living. If we dissect it, what is it really? If you examine in a hell, say most people are demon, who just consume demonic things and love it, and you are the dealer. These artists are dealers, like drug dealers. And provide the social drugs. It's not your fault. Come on, let's have fun. You don't need no responsibility. And the dirty girl, tell her next. Promoting this disunity and the division and the stupidness. For money. You're a pawn for the system. When the first thing...
Let's be for real. How many people are going to actually hold the dealer accountable when they're having fun? Fun trumps many things. So you're not going to hold the dealer accountable. Why? Because you expect the dealer to judge accordingly. But the dealer doesn't care. His objective and goal is to supply what you're demanding of him. He doesn't have time to look upon the responsibility aspect of it anyway. Man, the cycle.
Cross your mind when you have to do the right thing is, boy, people don't want to hear that, Or this the people don't want to hear. I don't care how terrible it is. You go, they go sing it. You know what? It's a smart decision in a demonic world. Because smart, it's subjective. It's a smart decision, yes, a smart business decision. But in a which world? In a moral world, is it a smart decision? No. When it comes to morality, is that a smart decision? Nah. But you don't get to say I do the right thing and the wrong thing at the same time.
And that's why you think, especially in the context of Jamaican music, that's why so many artists start out with the cultural vibe, then switch over to the derogatory vibe. Because when I've been analyzing this thing, I think it's easy to bust with the Rastafari thing, tell you the truth, fam. I think it's easier to get started with the red, gold, and green than the dance hall. I think the dance hall...
It's an ex-pastor.
Yeah, I think it's easier.
It's an ex-pastor. Because what they do is, as me say, most people don't want to move from where them there. Them don't want to lift up nothing. Them don't want to put in no effort. So what they do is them choose them entertainment based on who says things to reinforce the idea where them having a for them head that it's not their fault and a right so them for them. So them can have time for have fun, time for party, time for waste money, time for chaotic, time for indiscipline. So if I am not going to come and tell you that, then we're not going to be so popular with you. You want somebody who, because remember, even people who are taught the truth, you know, this is where people get caught up, you know. Even people who are taught the truth indirectly is telling somebody, because we come with words, a next set of story underneath those words, you know. For example, them dirty girl there, kill them a mash up relationship.
He's talking about the spells that come with the tongue. Because everything you says come with the perception. It comes with multiple amounts of perception. So everything you say can be taken away. And if you don't know how to get your point across to some people, they take it differently. You know, their ears aren't hearing what you're trying to say. You know what I mean? Y'all not on the same wavelength. You know what I mean? That's why fights break out. Crazy.
Oh, and them get terrible. Wait till a little 20-year-old if you're not coming with the solution. My solution long, you know. Drawn out, you know. Me talk too long to give the solution. So all me have to do is point out the problem. If me not come with the solution, wait till a youth. Here wait till the youth. Oh boy. I just live my life. Come find out all that's wrong in the world. Girl. When a girl come and I say men are, a man do this, a man wicked, wait till a little 20-year-old girl. You talk the truth still, you know. Because these things where you talk about exist for true. But underneath it lies the greater narrative. Because you did not bring that with a solution. You brought the problem. So here, little girl, okay. Yeah, man. And that's why I'm not going to ever happy, you know. That's why I'm going to have my little fun now. Come on, young. Youths, same way. And then find themselves addicted to the content. We reinforce that. It's not your fault. Till you're 40, you're going to say your fault. Then you're bitter, then you're resentful, then you try to beat up with them. If you not become you. And then the cycle of abuse.
You know what it is, too? I started to realize... I started seeing it, and I remember I had a conversation with this older guy, and he told me straight up, he was like, "Yo, when you're young, you are a liberal, you are carefree. You know what I mean? You don't want to take responsibility on anything or accountability on anything, man. You're just still learning the world. But when you get older." You're definitely going to be more conservative. You're going to turn into a conservative because now you have things that you have to protect. Now you have things that you want secure. And you don't want anybody getting after. And you want it to be a certain way. Man, listen. Live your life. Because ultimately you're going to make a choice to continue to be a free spirit. Or to be, you know, a conservative, to be, you know, a good citizen, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't know what to call it, but it's going to happen to you. If you want to live and maintain in one certain place for the rest of your life, you're going to look for people who are doing the same thing. Why? Because you don't want them coming to invade everything that you have, taking advantage of whatever you have. So you're going to be more reserved. And you're going to hope that the people you're around are the same way. You have no problem sharing from time to time. You don't have a problem with, you know, involving your children with their children because you understand if you're around this same area, then, hey, look, obviously we have, you know, the same kind of thoughts. But if you're a free spirit, you go around and you try to find thoughts and learn about life from everything, right? And there's people out there that's like that as well, but it's not an issue. It's just whatever you choose.
And stupidness and rebellion continue. Rebellion against truth, objective truth and order continues. Because you go make the youth resentful too. More reject you and then go do him feel like do until him 40. Then him say you're right.
Like you spoke about the abuse And I think like a lot of the abuse the dudes give to the women and the children is the fact that they themselves were not just physically abused, but sexually abused. And they don't have any outlet or way to process it. And it comes out in these fits of rage.
All right, so see, again, we live in a society who we have a lot of established word swords, if you may, where there are certain words and sentences were established. What if we stop with from that? What if we stop? It's so sick with us say, okay, because the next thing again, if a man rape a man in Jamaica, a batty boy, if a man get raped, him a batty boy, and a man no response to what I make like who did I cooperate? You understand what I say? People say, all right, one lick back. Boop. Business with the whole of the something in the middle, you're a batty boy. You get me, I say? So you find out your man afraid to be a batty boy.
The reason for that, I think, in Jamaica, I think the issue is that there's a lot of things there's no gray in the middle. It's either black or white. And that's a black or white. You either is or you ain't. Ain't no dipping and diving in that situation. All right. Let's go.
Silent. Okay. Your ear say. And next thing again, you're weak. You blame yourself. And you make it that man if you 8. So it's not different for even when girls go through certain abuse. At the same energy, you know, brother. At the same things that happen in different ways, you know. Even if one of you say act out, it is something they want to say, and them go for circumstances will look like it. If you say it through that circumstance, if you say it through that circumstances, like them a real live or reach them because them cannot just come out and tell anybody because it's a condemnation and them dead. You understand? It's the same like our woman in an abusive relationship, for example. She was supposed to our parents and to our friends and, oh, I have the best man and this and that and you're all such losers. Whether she said that direct or indirect or people interpret it as such, and that happened. So you say the 10 year where she on the second year or the third year where the man start beat her, she stay 10 more years. I try to not face the shame of where she set when everybody think him the perfect man. In her head, all she tell her, them, say beat her up. She suffer with that, she have to suffer internally with that, and then she look for situations all the time will look like fear situation. Him, when him go through abuse, when a man go through abuse, him look for situation will look like female. And it's not necessarily the same, and they don't know that. So them jump to conclusion. Imagine, say, feed them, monster them a face back through every similar situation. You understand what I say? So that's why you have a PDD situation like this now with Cassie or whatever, just so outlandish. Because you have the people on both sides. Them not really business what going on with Cassie and Ray for real. I feed them story, I feed them war, them a fight.
I was just about to say the same exact thing he about to say. They're just fighting their battle within the story. They're fighting themselves. They just heard something online and they don't really care about what's going on. The only thing that pushes them further is the emotion that's pushed behind it within themselves of what they, kept sealed in and closed in because nobody wanted to listen to them. So they explode. If you give them a platform and let them continue to talk about the issue, eventually it'll turn to themselves. And then from there, you'd understand and hear their backstory when it comes down to stuff like that. Because in reality, the story wasn't about somebody like P. Diddy or Cassie. Nah. It was just the energy.
I through it. You understand? Feed them monster. Them a fight. Through that vicariously, through that story. And this is what people do. We go through so much that we don't live life. We're not in a life. We're just in this internal battle with the things that we go through and cannot say. You understand? Liberation comes through getting to exhale. That exhalation, that time when you can say it.
Is it anything that can be done realistically down there to minimize fight abuse out of hand down there? I'm not saying abuse isn't bad everywhere, right? But the thing kind of out of hand. So like, is there anything realistically that could be done collectively to tone down the thing and brothers to start healing?
First, it out of hand because it, to a great extent, it's so now we have not make no excuse for an abuser, but it become normal, especially in the ghetto.
You would be soft if you're not abusing people.
And girl do this and boy if you lick that in her face and I grew up in that surroundings. You get me I say? Thank God, I never gravitate to that. Because there was something tell me said that wrong and I never did really want popular for that. To follow that. You get me I say? But a man beat up a woman was nothing at all. You understand? If you listen, Straight Up Volume 11.5 or 11 and 3/4, don't quote me. You eat where Uncle Sax and Munchie fight out in the lane. This I may experience them, I may observe. You know, with you know, growing up in our life, it just become part of the norm and then we can't separate what is abuse. You know, different from something you shouldn't tolerate. You have a woman to respect man, you abuse them, like literally rate them for that.
Now, not everybody and everywhere, you know, lives under the Western society of thought process. And this is exactly what he's talking about. Because if you grew up in the trenches fighting all your life, that's all you're going to know. Aggression is nothing to people who are aggressive. It's just another day, just another action. So between them two who are going through whatever they're going through, they don't care. They're just getting even with each other. They're winning. They're trying to win the competition. But to everybody outside looking at it, their story is much more different. Because they're not looking at it as, you know, a competition between two aggressive people. They're looking at it as like, oh God, look at this woman getting beat on by this man, or look at this man getting beat on by this woman. But you don't realize that they both put themselves in that predicament with each other.
You my your woman say if you not beat me, you don't love me.
Heights of dysfunction, you know?
Yeah, because it's a norm. And she value herself so little. And the abuse her so much. That this become her norm. Whole heap of respect. For that up in my eye, because trust me, I don't have sense for you either. You understand me, I say? So it terrible. It out of hand because a part of the norm, a part of the culture, part of the programming, part of the this is what a man is, or this is what a woman is. And we live for the evil what we think we hate, and is outraged by, but that are only in intention. We program say a different thing, we subconscious say a different thing. Complete different thing. And if a human are going to heal them, have to face the program. And that's what rehab is. That's what rehab is. You understand? That's why I create a course named The Courage to Be Relevant. When that ready, them are going to know. But it is truly an addiction. Social drugs. If it is popular, you're involved no matter how painful it is, because I want to escape this nothingness. This hole in my heart. This void. Smoke, drink, do everything.
Yo, if you look at like the streamers now, bro, I've been watching their stories and watching their like some of this ish that we're going through. Like you can go on TikTok right now, and majority of the streamers that go out there in the real world after they've said all the crazy stuff they said online, they are getting their asses handed to them. I'm talking about it's plenty BTA out there. You don't know what BTA is? BTA is belt to ass. Alright? Because now they don't have the comfort of being, you know, in the house, you know what I mean, and chasing the fame from a computer. Now you got to go out there and actually interact with people and their emotions. And the social drug that they got from being in front of the computer and handing out belt to ass to letters and ones and zeros, you can't do that in real life. Now you got to pay the price. Pipers come home, man.
Everything to escape something where you think are your fault and a hole inside.
From one of the episodes, right? Early on. I'll never forget this one. I was in the barber shop and it said, in the beginning, Bob Marley created reggae, right? As you know, I've interviewed like many reggae legends, right?
Yeah.
And collectively, they're not pleased with that narrative. You know, they're not pleased with this narrative where Bob Marley, the gong, has been put on this pedestal and they disregard other people that contributed. As a person who has been in the music industry, right? How destructive is this notion that they're trying to popularize that in the beginning Bob Marley created reggae?
How destructive?
Destructive is probably too harsh of a word. But how is that such a big part of the misinformation about the history of reggae music and leaves out the great contributors to reggae music?
First of all, I don't think Bob Marley was a man who even did want these accolades. I think there was a truth to Bob Marley's consciousness where him just said a chad the chad. Whatever we put upon him was, you know, constructed based on how we want to feel about something for a particular reason, especially corporate Jamaica. You know them rework and tweak and take out the rebel, take out the man who stand up, take out the fireball, and sanitize it and just leave the one love. You know, but that works, right? You know, that in everybody's living room and everybody's happy and yes, it's fun, it's bubbly, it's bubblegum, you know? Everybody can have that. You understand what I say? And then, you know, I think to a great extent is more of a marketing ploy where them use Bob Marley as a catalyst to sell this idea of the Messiah who rose and he is the only thing where reggae is establishment. Bob didn't do that. So we have to say that first. Bob never liked the establishment. Where in turn, because this is how it always happen. Them fight against the right, Babylon fight against the right, and then if the right had influence, if doing the right and that moral stance with a person detected have influence, then take that influence now and hijack it and rework it and turn it into something to fit them own favor. So I think a lot of people don't realize these things, and if them understand this, then them could rest at ease when Baba gets so much props and accolades. It wouldn't be such a bother, because I know what it is to put in a lot of work and people just overlook it and go to what them think is more marketable. I've gone through that. We've gone through that for years, for decades. But what protects me is the understanding. You understand? When you understand something, you know, you're annoyed at first, and you're annoyed, but you don't stay annoyed too long, because you really get it.
So I want to get to that, but I want to ask, man, you really played a role in exposing the world to a different side of Bob Marley they didn't know about, because you said you listened to the tapes with Jamaics,
good,
right? So he's getting the real authentic.
I mean, so hear the real interview them with Bob Marley, with Badwood, with everything. So when Baba give it to them, they said exactly, and that is what I imitated.
Yeah, and it's what I'm reflecting on it now. That didn't come out till later with like YouTube, and not to certain heights, because obviously I've spoken to a lot of people.
And why wasn't that? Yeah. That's the thing. We never live in a time where they have the YouTube and this and like a man would go back for this. So maybe some things was known in our little circle and so Babylon did easy if we suppress that and hold it back and edit up and put that in our corner. It's easier for them to do that. So now that's we have this now. It come vindicate me, because me the one if I'm mad, I'm mad enough. Me the amount of people used to say, oh yeah, make him look like him did this, that, and Ray. Atash was the one where did more of the. Two of them did. Yeah. Three of them, as a matter of fact. I'm sorry.
Jabi was a step or two.
Jabi is one of the wickedest rebels.
Yeah, I really was a step or two.
We fight there. You over so me I say? So when them sanitize Bob and turn him into this, that is where the real problem come in. And I'm one of the people who put in them work and know say them are one vital part of reggae same way. Know say this happen is not Bob. Because a lot of people carry it go back to Bob. Him go on like say. And them go on like say this and reggae no pass Bob. And I just think people, when you create a brand there with Bob, people, it has a nostalgic type of thing to it, you know. Yeah. This brand Jamaica Bob, you know. We just tend to want to carry you back instead of move forward. Yeah, the glory days. Yeah, wait, the authentic. When Bob them did that do it, they made that trim Rasta, you know. So the fight was real and you saw that. You see people suffer.
Hold on. He said that they were shaving Rasta, like cutting off the dreads.
Survive that, and you say yes, and it's a real respect. And I think this is a part of the problem too. It's a genuine respect for your time when people were genuine. Enough people who are complaining now, not all of them, we are complaining say Bob and reggae not stop with Bob. Them are just karaoke Rasta. No, I'm sorry.
We call them karaoke.
Karaoke Rasta, like it's Disney reggae. It's Disney reggae. There's no soul. There's no person who really living this, practicing this. It's just like the corporate. Them just do marketing. Them walk like Rasta, talk like Rasta, skank like Rasta. Them dress up like Aini Komozi. Them do interviewees, but them practice it. It's just more like an act. Bob did it. Tosh did it. Bunny did it. Yeah. Got jail feet, get beaten feet, broke up feet. And still did it. Still did it.
He basically saying that they weren't the Sunflower Children. If you know, you know.
We make a mistake. We confuse this. We believe that, you know, that a real talk with you actually doing it. Let me say that again. These people were doers. Most people know in a reggae not doing anything. Where your organization then? You know, should I carry it further than Bob then? Where your organization? To fight for the oppressed against the oppressor. Where is it?
I just.
Where is that collective consciousness? Where is it?
I think.
Bro, not artists.
I think with the reggae thing, truthfully, my thing is this, as you said. The experience that they had that came out in the music can't be replicated in this time. Because collectively, universally, the music was on the heights across genres if you really study it, right?
I tell people all the time. See where I made the mistake again. I said the LOX.
The reason it's so simplistic. If you listen to all right, let's take the Army for example. The people who are in the Army and they do their runs and their walks and they make their songs, right? But they have to run in the rain, in the mud, sing that song continuously while they're doing everything, push-ups, everything. It means a lot more to them than the person who hears it on their graduation day when they have to sing it, when they're singing it to the crowd. It has something behind it. It has a feeling now. It's created an action through them words. But the people who actually feel it, like how he's saying in reggae, he's saying basically now, back in the times when Bob Marley and everybody else had to go through what they were going through, they had to actually go through tribulations of the decision that they made. Like, you know, like you were saying, getting their hair cut off, you know, going to jail, and so forth, just for practicing, you know, Rastafarian. It wasn't safe. So the music that came behind it was truly more inspirational, had more meaning in every song. But now they're not going through that anymore, so the music is just, it lacks that power. It's more of an antique feel now. It's like all right, it's just like the let's say you bought the Toyota Supra, right? Let's go talk about cars. A Toyota Supra, MK4 Toyota Supra, right? When it first came out, $50,000, right? Too high, too expensive, right? Nobody wanted it, right? Now it's discontinued, right? It's discontinued. Not everybody wants it. It's like you never know what you got until it's gone type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not putting anything to still fight the cause. They're only wearing it and doing it for show, is what he's basically saying. Now these aren't my words. You know what I mean? These aren't my thoughts either. Because I don't know much about the fight in Rastafarian against political views and political thoughts, which maybe I might start putting that up more. I think it might be interesting for people to realize and see what happened back in those days. You probably find some interesting things about that too. We'll see.
That's the red, green, and gold. And we are the Rasta. What we don't get, right, especially with the reggae revival movement, no disrespect to them, not talking about all of them, but for the most part, what is it really? No, please. Make up be serious. What is it really? And me can't blame them. You know why me can't blame them? Circumstances make everything what they are. These nowadays Rasta are who more prominent in a Rasta now and reggae. Them come up under different circumstances. Bob them come up in the time when they have a fight, in the time when they trim Rasta. You know? And then the other one them, will come up in a better part of the society or better part of the society, as them say. In the uptown circle. Them not have them circumstances. For face. Them never literally have to get up and decide how to find tea. Most of them, not all of them. Because some of them evolved to uptown. So them know rough life too, but some still play the game and some still do the right thing. So, it become a thing where you're not going to be like Bob. You'd have a nanny, dog. You're not going to be like Bob, sorry. Bob life did depend on doing them did I do. Tash life did depend on what them did I do. This was real war. War done, uptown. Them get kids that grow up with a nice baby mother them and then grow up and up in one different part of society. You cannot expect these kids to be Bob. You cannot expect these prep school Rasta to be Bob and Tash. Different, complete circumstance. So this is why I'm saying people see faces and don't go past those things. Oh, the man of us, I'm fair do that. Hello. This is a part of them culture. Uptown culture different from ghetto culture. A uptown Rasta got different from a downtown Rasta. Whether you like it or not. Some people live them whole life and I don't know about poverty. I hear about it and I imagine it. Them don't know nothing about it from a personal perspective. So how them to be just like the next man we know that hungry there. You're not gonna be him. Move past the label and see the energy. And you will get to see reality and see truth. I thought them way it does sound complicated. It's not. You just not enough time and you're lazy. 3/4 hour.
So how you cite the Rastafari movement in Jamaica?
Rastafari in the wilderness. I'm talking about the one that fight the fight. Because I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying they're in the wilderness. They have been sidelined. They have been swept under the carpet. You will never rise again in the way Bob Marley did it. You will never fly up in our face. We're going to push our people them with your face, pan them with your face, your head, pan for them shoulder. With our brain, with our thinking, with our corrupted meds. So Rastafari in the wilderness. Ask anybody. And them are not there if you really live and practice. Them are go obscure. This is how it works. You understand? This is how it works. But Marley popularity never too strong in Jamaica. The biggest part I come I mean, I thought this for years when him dead. Them fight Bob Marley, man. They say I shot him. We didn't import a man for shoot Bob. Where shooter come from? Evil not like good. Because Bob them did do it. Bob them did choose objective truth and I represent it and I fight it. And evil have to try to stop that. And when it stop it, what evil do? Evil just mimic it. And say, I am Bob. And take it over and turn. Just look where it reach. It commercial till it look bad. It's a universal music, you know. But you see nobody where do it, white people and otherwise, really respect the origin. And I make hundreds of millions of dollars and they don't remember the roots.
Big time.
Commercial. I'm telling you, every problem lead right back down to money. Where outcome tied to income. That's why good can't be done so easy. Because everything that is good, you have to lose money if you do it. If you do the right thing,
Facts.
you have to lose money if you do it. Because them put evil right with money there. If you do the worst thing, money is profitable. Like in a demonic system. So your outcome tied to your income. So when the little artist I will say, see, come back around to him, let me say, boy, this I make money, you know, dog. Not this, me have to go sing Bobby, you know, dog, and devil, you know, dog, and say, man, a thief. These people are saying I'm a thief now. You saw the demonic system broke with them? Again, him start with a false narrative, and then make us stop believe in a higher energy. That there is, you don't know what I mean when I say God. So stop picture this cloud and long beard somebody. Stop it. We no longer believe in a higher authority. Anything goes.
How the music thing never break your spirit, fight? I don't really hear you walking around too bitter about the music thing because I know that you had to stir it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard about the issues where people were trying to keep you off certain stage shows and certain producers didn't want to work with you back at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Was it because of the criticism you had and stir it up, or was it?
All right. I think you've been on here for like 2 hours. I want to say I appreciate y'all for coming in, watching the LOX interview with me. I'm about to get off of here. If you want to watch the rest of this,
Just a fight because you guys were doing your thing?
It was not just a fight because we guys were doing our thing. It was a fight because...
all right, sorry. Yeah, so I was going to say, if you want to watch the rest of this, man, you got to go to I Never Know TV, right? But, yo, listen, this was a great interview. I'm going to watch a little bit more on there. I'm going to watch a little more videos here as well with y'all from this channel. I'm rocking with them. They got some great interviews, great insight. And, yeah, check them out. Subscribe to them. I appreciate y'all coming in and watching it with me. And if you got anything, any questions or anything in the comments, leave it there. Any interviews you want me to watch, put it on there. We're definitely going to get back on our streaming issue here. Right? But it's time for me to go watch The Boys. Season 4 just came out. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Make sure you call somebody you love and tell them you love them, man. And with that,